I'll call the Committee on Facilities Planning and Management to order. We'll take up the following items for approval. Action items. Action item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the January 26, 2026 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any abstentions? All opposed? Any abstentions? Seems unanimous. I'd now like to address action item 1B on the policy calendar. Policy item B1 is a resolution to authorize mechanical upgrades for Carmen Hall at Lehman College. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Attallah to provide further background on
Thank
this
you,
item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Carmen Hall Mechanical Upgrades project will involve removal of existing air handling units, as well as the demolition of ceilings, pneumatic control systems, ductwork, and associated duct insulations, in order to prepare the facility for the installation of a modern variable air volume air conditioning system. The necessary upgrades would bring the system at Carmen Hall into a state of good repair and will significantly improve indoor environmental quality and create a modernized, reliable, and efficient building environment for the students, faculty, and staff who work and learn in Carmen Hall. Through this investment, the project is expected to eliminate approximately $62 million in existing requirements, reducing the overall deferred maintenance backlog from roughly $127 million to $65 million. As a result, the building's state of good repair is projected to improve from about 27% to 61%. Construction is anticipated to commence in May 2026 and be substantially completed by December 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. I move the approval of policy item B1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? It's unanimous. Policy item B2 is a resolution to authorize construction of the Cancer Center and Chemistry Lab renovations at Brooklyn College. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Attallah to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Cancer Center and Chemistry Lab renovations project at Brooklyn College will modernize essential research and instructional laboratories, ensuring that these spaces meet contemporary scientific and educational standards. The project will upgrade critical building systems to enhance operational reliability, address current environmental and life safety requirements, and create facilities that better support the university's academic programs and growing research enterprise. The completed renovation will bring approximately 7,000 square feet into a state of good repair, and through these improvements, Brooklyn College will strengthen its capacity to foster innovative scientific discovery, provide high-quality student training, and advance its overall institutional mission. The scope includes upgrades to portions of the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection, and audiovisual systems, along with hazardous materials, abatement, and associated architectural improvements needed to support the renovated labs. Construction is anticipated to commence in June 2026 and be substantially completed by September 2027. CUCF will comply with the report on applicable MWBE and SDVB goals throughout design and construction. Thank you.
Oh, that's me. I move the approval of policy item B2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Okay,
Go right
yeah,
ahead.
I just would like to make a comment on behalf of the faculty. We strongly support this resolution, as well as the next one regarding Brooklyn. So we reached out to the faculty governance leaders at Brooklyn College. They had some general comments about both of these that I'm just going to quote because it was quite remarkable. They said Brooklyn College is in desperate need of both of these interventions and has been for years, in some cases decades. We're grateful for any and all funding, resources, and projects that support the restoration and renovation of our crumbling infrastructure, and understand that we're among the many CUNY institutions with deferred maintenance issues. Regarding the Cancer Center and Chemistry Lab renovation specifically, they said that the Cancer Center renovation ensures that the center can continue its groundbreaking research in facilities that are safe, up-to-date, and properly ventilated. And regarding the research lab, they noted that this will support the work of current and future chemistry professors to enable department growth, retention, and preparation of students for postgraduate success in industry and/or graduate study. So with all that, we strongly support this resolution.
Trustee Visconti.
So if I remember right, and there's always a good chance I don't, last year there was funds set aside for lab improvements in the state budget, and I'm wondering if this came from that pool of money, and if so, should that be reflected in the resolution? And as well, if so, will there be further lab improvements on the agenda down the road?
The plan, it does include various renovations of labs. This particular project is partially from this fund, in addition to other sources of capital available to CUNY.
So when we work on allocating the capital fund, there are different categories that now, in terms of trying to get the university to a state of good repair, that, we've a discussion with the chancellor. There are priorities for the university. One of them is leaning into labs, right? The money that we get on labs is not enough, right? So in some cases, we're trying to blend other funding. One of the other things that Mohammed has done, I don't know if it's in this particular project, but we had a lot of old DASNY projects that we have completed and have certificates of occupancy. Mohammed found additional resources within those projects, and we're repurposing those projects again to put in and prioritizing labs and things like along those lines to be able to allocate those resources. It's sort of a mixture. So
My understanding is it doesn't have to be included in the resolution where the funding source comes from, but when we do cut the ribbon, I'm sure it'll be included in any press release. As long as
is it your point that you want us to include, maybe we use that as a lobbying thing for the chancellor as he's trying, going out and trying to secure resources? Is that the
Yes.
rationale? Got it. Noted.
And kudos to Mohammed, that point that our COO made about trying to squeeze every project and look for, money that is there, left to be repurposed and used effectively. So kudos to him and his team for that good stewardship.
in response to policy item B2, all in favor? All right. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That's unanimous. Policy item B3 is a resolution to authorize construction for Roosevelt Hall, renovation and HVAC upgrades to Brooklyn Vice Chancellor Mohammed Attallah to provide more information on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Roosevelt Hall renovation and HVAC upgrade project will modernize a wide range of spaces, including instructional areas, locker rooms, restrooms, and a multi-purpose room. The scope includes replacement of interior finishes along with upgrades to critical building systems, including HVAC distribution, air handling units, and plumbing infrastructure. The project will also improve building comfort by increasing conditioned air to areas that currently rely on window units or have no cooling, while incorporating also ADA compliance improvements in select locations. Upon completion, the project is expected to decrease deferred maintenance from roughly $55 million to about $25 million. In addition, the building's state of good repair is projected to increase from approximately 12% to 40%. Construction is anticipated to commence in June 2026 with an estimated substantial completion date of December 2027. CUCF will comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVUB goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. I move the approval of policy item B3. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to make one point. You notice that Mohammed is pointing out that what we're taking out in terms of deferred maintenance. That's very, very important, because as we lower that number, that means whatever resources we get now could go to actually a state of good repair. And I think it's really a very important number for us to sort of keep in mind, and this is something we've never done before, so.
Agreed. Prescott.
Yeah, just, again, just want to reiterate on behalf of the faculty our strong support for this, and that the faculty governance leaders noted at Brooklyn that this renovation will restore these spaces to save consistently available teaching, working, and rehearsal facilities that support the work of Brooklyn College's award-winning Conservatory of Music and Theater, Conservatory of Music and the theater departments, and enable them to thrive and grow. So we strongly support this resolution. Thank you.
Appreciate that. All in favor of policy item B3? Aye. All opposed? Any opposed? Any abstentions? That is also unanimous. Policy item B4, a resolution to authorize construction for a parking garage, reconstruction at Queens College. I'll call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atal to provide background.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The parking garage reconstruction project is an active campus parking facility that supports daily academic and administrative operations. This project focuses on reinforcing the structural columns and restoring the overall structure integrity of the parking garage. The work also includes upgrades to site utilities, including electrical and plumbing systems, to support increased capacity and improved performance. Electrical enhancement will include a transformer renewal to strengthen power distribution and support upgraded lighting and lighting controls, while plumbing improvements will ensure and enhance site drainage and reduce ponding that can contribute to structural deterioration. The renovation of this infrastructure system would bring the parking garage into a state of good repair and restore safe, reliable, and code-compliant operation of the parking facility. The project plays a critical role in stabilizing the facility, improving supporting infrastructure, and extending the useful life of the parking structure. Construction is anticipated to commence in June 2026 with substantial completion by April 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Let's see, policy item B4, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That too is unanimous. Policy item B5 is a resolution to authorize an interim occupancy agreement for the new dormitory at 2530 Grand Concourse, Bronx, New York for Lehman College. I'll call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atal to provide us with further background information on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In order to provide Lehman College with the space for approximately 184 beds for its dorms, while the transaction documents are finalized and submitted to the New York State Attorney General for approval and the New York State Comptroller for registration, and the leasehold condominium contemplated thereunder is formed, the university requires a one-year interim occupancy agreement. The original expiration date for the leasehold condominium structure is not being modified, and any subsequent material changes to the terms and conditions of the contract shall be submitted for board approval. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item B5. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That too is unanimous. Policy item B6 is a resolution to authorize the lease with Trinity Hudson Holdings LLC at 205 Hudson Street, New York, for the Hunter College Fine Arts Program. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atala.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Hunter MFA currently occupies a portion of the ground floor, second, third, and fourth floor of 205 Hudson Street, with its lease expiring in October 2028. The university desires to enter into a new lease with the landlord for a 15-year term for approximately 100,000 rentable square feet, with a lease expiration of December 31st, 2044. The landlord will complete all necessary construction and deliver the premises in turnkey condition per Hunter's specifications. Prior to the work being completed, the university will have the use of the sixth floor at no cost, aside from utility expenses commencing March 2026. Landlord shall substantially complete the tenant work no later than August 1st, 2028. Any subsequent material changes to the terms and conditions of the lease shall be submitted for board approval. Thank you.
I move the approval of policy item B6. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That too is unanimous. We'll move on to the information items. Information item 2A is the update on 63 Madison Avenue, Baruch College. I now call on Vice Chancellor Mohammed Atallah to present this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On February 13, 2024, CUNY's Board of Trustees approved two resolutions authorizing the university to enter a leasehold condominium at 63 Madison Avenue. The first 5 years of occupancy were designated as decanting space for Hunter College's School of Nursing during the Spark Kips Bay construction project. Hunter College was to occupy approximately 54,000 square feet, and after 5 years, once the School of Nursing relocate to Spark, Baruch College would assume approximately 63,000 square feet. CUNY and 63 Madison owner, LLC, executed the purchase and sale agreement on March 5th, 2025. Under the agreement, the owner was required to deliver and complete the fit-out of Hunter's space by December 1st, 2025. The owner failed to form the leasehold condominium and did not complete the necessary work for Hunter to move in on time. As a result, on December 17, 2025, the Board of Trustees approved CUNY to acquire interim space for Hunter College at 40 Rector Street and no longer going to 63 Madison. Now, CUNY and the owner amended the agreement allowing Baruch College to lease portions of the concourse first and fifth floors. The owner must deliver the first and fifth floors by December 1st, 2026, and approximately 26,000 square feet of concourse space by May 1st, 2027. And that's conclude this information item.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. With no more items on the agenda, I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in
Second.
favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? It's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, you're welcome.